if at any point in this Resto Dan program it seems to not make any sense to you, good, that makes two of us. I'm having what is known as a Mr. Swint moment. When I was a kid, there was this old guy in our neighborhood named Mr. Swint. I went over to his house, and to fix one thing, he had everything torn apart. Well, that's what's happening here. I thought that was so funny back then. I guess today it's not that funny, but anyway, whenever I put water in the this $50 engine, after putting the water pump on it, I discovered that the cylinder head bolts were not torqued down on it. And since I'd run it several times, I thought, well, there's a good chance I jeopardized the cylinder head gaskets. So I wanted to replace the head gaskets. But also, I discovered that the oil pan gasket was leaking oil. And with that thought in mind, I thought, well, I'll go ahead and pull the motor out. Since I'm doing both of these tasks, it'll be a lot easier to work on it on the ground. But when I pulled my cylinder heads off, I discovered that there was a bit of a ridge in the cylinder walls. So then I checked out this motor that I got off the curb a while back, and I discovered it had been bored 40 over and didn't have a ridge. But unfortunately, its rod bearings were real loose. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and stick with my $50 engine and put it back together. I better hurry up and get it put back together before some teenager in the neighborhood comes by and discovers this and starts laughing at me. I also took this chance to detail under the hood a little bit better, which needed to be done. But I also cleaned up the power glide, but right now things look kind of crazy.